Welcome, beautiful friends, to the Way of Mastery. Tonight we're channeling lesson number 11, a meditation into the heart of Christ. This is cool. We're coming to the end of the Way of the Heart. This pathway, the Way of Mastery, is broken up in three parts. There's the Way of the Heart, which is the first 12. There's the Way of Transformation, which is the middle 12. And then the last 12 are the Way of Knowing. So the Way of the Heart establishes what the truth is, that we remain now as we were created to be, an eternal aspect of the Creator in the Creator's image, and we are ceaseless creators. We can't stop even if we try creating. Try for a while and see how much it hurts. But in the simplest terms, we and we alone are creating our experience, everything that happens. So he spends the first part of this pathway trying to bust our victimhood ego bubble and recognize that we and we alone are responsible for our experience, period. That nothing can come to us if it's not our choice, if we haven't called that experience to ourselves. So he takes these first 12 lessons and establishes, here's what reality is. Here's how it works. It's been very powerful stuff, very illuminating stuff. In the Way of Transformation, he's transitioning out of the way of the heart into the Way of Transformation. And the Way of Transformation is the how. Everybody's mind has been like, oh my gosh, if that's the truth, I recognize I'm way over here. And if that's the truth, how do I get from where I am to that truth, to live that truth? Well, the Way of Transformation is the how part of this pathway. This just blows you wide open. It brings up all kind of stuff. You either love this or you hate it or some combination of both. And we've experienced both. We've had people leave these channelings so pissed off and angry and not come back, and we've had them leave in tears because their heart's been broken wide open. Cool thing. So tonight we're going to skip the axioms. In the first 4 or 5 lessons, he established 4 axioms, which are the foundations of this pathway. If you're not familiar with them, I would encourage you to go back and watch some of the previous lessons and actually look at those, because if you're not living from these being your truth, then you're just really in denial of what the truth is. But we are going to do our 5 minutes of abiding as Christ. Who's done their 5 minutes today? Cool. So in lesson 9, 2 lessons ago, he sets this as the foundational practice of this pathway, abiding as Christ, because what he's trying to do is help wake us up to the fact that we are always Christ. In every moment that we're present, we're aware, we're conscious, and we are in the flow of creation. So we're going to take 5 minutes. Cindy's going to read it for us and set it up for us, and then we'll actually do it here together.
Begin now to utilize some time each day, without letting a day go by, in which you sit with yourself. Sit with you and start by acknowledging that you are one with God. Give yourself 5 minutes to choose, to practice choosing, how you will experience sitting in a chair. Practice sitting in a chair as an infinite creator of exactly what you are experiencing in your emotional field. Utilize this very process as a symbol for preparing the mind for the dropping of a pebble into it, out of which will reverberate the vibrations or ripples that will come back to you. Therefore, where you are in this moment, look around. Look at the objects you see. Look at the people that you see around you, if there are any. Whatever sounds may be coming into your field of awareness, whatever pictures or ideas you hold of what you are or what the world is, these are all fleeting and temporary illusions. They will pass away and begin passing away the moment they were created. Look at all that is around you and decide what value it holds for you. Will you see it as something that you must have in your existence? Or will you choose to see it as something you've playfully drawn to yourself? You appreciate it, and it can be gone tomorrow, and your peace will not be disturbed. Which way will you view the world? It begins with 5 minutes, in which you acknowledge that you can create whatever experience you want, as a feeling that floods through your awareness, as a quality of thought that you allow to keep repeating in the mind. You can sit in a chair as an awakened Christ now. For just 5 minutes, experience yourself as Christ, crystallizing a body as a temporary teaching and learning communication device, plopping itself into a chair in a totally neutral corner of creation because you want to have the experience of sitting blissfully at peace in your perfect knowledge of your union with God in this moment.
Yesterday, Cindy, Rosie, Maria, and I all went to the mall, and we just sat at the mall and we abided as Christ for, I don't know, it was a whole lot longer than 5 minutes. But all we did was simply open up to guidance and like the feeling of joy. How can we extend our treasure in this moment? And joy, and all of a sudden, joy would arise in our being. So we just sat there, radiating joy. And then we would switch to the next person, and it was to feel the love of God for each being walking around. And all of a sudden, no thinking about it, no effort. So you might spend a little bit of your 5 minutes just opening, and I want to feel joy now. And just not effort at it. Don't try. Don't try and use your mind to run back to the past to pick joyful moments. Just welcome the pure feeling of joy. And then the next one, and then the next one. So enjoy your 5 minutes. Shanti Cristo, welcome back. A lot of joy in the room tonight. Feels great. It was one of the simple practices with Yeshua was walking my pathway. He would send me to all kinds of public places, downtown, the hospital, the mall, anywhere there was just a lot of people. It began, me watching my mind, because if you haven't noticed, most of us people watch, we judge like crazy. Somebody walks by, you paint them with a whole identity. You think whether they live in a trailer or a big house, the whole thing just like bam. So he was showing me how instantly we create, and of course I was projecting. I didn't know a thing about any of these people. But anyway, he used it as a lot to uncover what was in my consciousness and bring it up so that it could be released. But the first time he dropped the pebble in my pond, do you think you could feel God's love for each and every one of these beings as they walk by? And I was blown wide open. I was just bowled over. I couldn't believe it. There was just infinite love for each and every one. It didn't matter what they looked like, what they were wearing, nothing. I was just completely blown away. And it was, so joyful. So you might try that sometime if you wish. Here we go with the Lord's Prayer. For those of you who haven't heard the Lord's Prayer, this is Yeshua channeling through JM, who's the channel. The channel for this pathway, his name's John Mark II. There seems to be a little confusion around that. John Mark Hammer, who goes by the nickname JM, J-A-Y-M, he's the channel for this pathway. I'm just channeling the deepening for this pathway. But anyway, this is the original Aramaic version. It's very powerful energetically and vibrationally. It's very powerful. And then after it, Cindy will read Yeshua's English translation through JM of the prayer, which is very, very different than what you traditionally might have known as the Lord's Prayer.
WOM, the Boshmaya, Nita Kadash Shema, Tete Malkuta. Neve Sivinach, Akina the Boshmaya O Baraha, Haulan Lachman, Zunkanan Yamana, Boshwoklan Halbin, Akina Dapanan, Shwakin Il Hayabin, Ula Talan Il Mission, El Pasan Mbisha, Natal de Lachim El Kuta. Uhaila, Utish Bhakta, La Alam, Amin, Amen.
Father, Mother of the cosmos, shimmering light of all, focus your light within us as we breathe your holy breath. Enter the sanctuary of our hearts, united within us the sacred rays of your power and beauty. Let your heart's desire unite heaven and earth through our sacred union. Help us fulfill what lies within the circle of our lives today. Forgive our secret fears, as we freely choose to forgive the secret fears of others. Let us not enter forgetfulness, tempted by false appearances. For from your astonishing fire comes the eternal song which sanctifies all, renewed eternally in our lives and throughout creation. We seal these words in our hearts, committed in trust and faith. Amen.
It's channeling night, so Kristen's back. It's our beautiful friend Kristen. Isn't this a beautiful picture of her? With the sunset in the background. She's got a new one on her Facebook page. It looks like she's got a light explosion, like a halo. It looks great. Kristen is a hypnotist by profession. She's not going to hypnotize us tonight, but she's going to use her beautiful skills, her gifts to help put us all in a place of receptivity so that this channeling can drop way past the little gatekeeper, the little munchkins that gate, it's like trying to protect the castle. So that this channeling can drop way in. Kristen's got some cool stuff on her website. Y'all should check it out. She's got some beautiful hypnosis meditations to awaken, where she uses some stuff from the Way of Mastery, some stuff from the Course in Miracles. It's really nice stuff. I certainly enjoy it. When she's finished, we'll go directly into the channeling. The channeling is an hour itself. This is actually one of the shortest channelings in terms of number of words. It's about the same length as most, but he's going to be in a different vibrational state, in a different tone, to help drop us into this meditation. After the channeling is over, and there's about 30 minutes where he answers 3 questions, you'll probably feel a pretty distinct shift energetically at the end of the channeling and kind of coming into the questions. So if it feels a little abrupt, just know that it's coming. And then we'll do a little wrap up at the end. So with that, to you, my friend.
All right. I feel like I want to say so much because I'm so happy tonight.
Well, do.
This has been such a peaceful transition. I think I'll go into it, but I want to say for each one of you that I've fallen in love with and gotten to know so deeply. And Steve, your color-coordinated outfits, I love them. I really do. I really do. And Gordon, you're awesome, and everybody. I'm just so grateful. So thank you so much. And I can't wait to meet more people. And Cindy. So we're just going to start with our eyes closed. If everyone could just get as comfortable as possible without cutting off any circulation. I want to say one last thing. It's my 2 best friends' birthday today, and their beloved sisters on the path. So happy birthday, Deborah. I love you so much. And happy birthday, Joy Rose, who's going to listen to this later. So, all right. So as everybody's comfortable right now, and just find that center again with your breath. Just take a moment to notice the space in the room. And maybe as you're breathing right now, you can just imagine that with each in-breath in, the air coming through your nose or mouth is green. Just imagine that air coming in is green. And with your childlike, playful imagination, just imagine each out-breath is blue. And it's green. And then it's blue. Just focusing on your breath. Green and blue. Good. So imagine right now if I walked up to each of you, to you, and I handed you a rose. Imagine that right now. I'm handing you a rose. I'd like you to imagine what color you see. Take that rose that I've handed you and bring it to your nose. See if you can remember what a rose smells like. When was the last time you did smell a rose? Think back now. And maybe as you're contemplating this, you can think back into your childhood, to a favorite smell. Mine was at my grandfather's house with the lily of the valley and the jasmine in his yard. And in his orchard where the tangerine trees grew. And as you're remembering the beauty of these moments, I want you to start to imagine right now at your feet, there's a white fog. Just imagine the white fog right now is starting in at your feet, but it's not just at your feet, it's covering the entire floor and all the feet of the people next to you and the people next to them. I want you to imagine this white fog just rising up your calves, your whole body. This white fog is raising now up into your thighs. Now it's to sitting level, the whole room just in a white, peaceful fog, calm and relaxed. And it's moving upwards now, up into your heart and lung area. Just imagine the whole room now, below your head down, is just a white fog filling all the space. It's very peaceful and quiet, and just let that white fog continue all the way up now into your mind. Just imagine a white fog filling this entire room right now, everybody breathing peacefully and gently. This peaceful, relaxing fog is now up to the ceiling. This entire room is filled with a white fog. It's very simple. And using the power of your imagination, I'd like you to imagine a strong, strong ray of sunlight just piercing through this fog right now. And I want you to imagine the fog disappearing completely, and you find yourself just sitting by a beautiful lake. Imagine that now. The sunlight is dancing off the top of the water. And there's a breeze and some birds. It's very peaceful and quiet. You sit by the edge of the lake and you close your eyes. And you just let yourself meditate. See yourself there meditating by the lake. And now, just using your imagination, just imagine a stairwell. I want you to imagine like it's in your own mind. Just imagine stepping down from right now your eye level, just step down to your nose level. Can you see yourself focusing now on your lips and stepping down now to your chin as you're meditating by the lake? Focusing now on your throat. And focusing now on your heart. And focusing now on your solar plexus. Focusing now the base of your spine. And just sitting there now quietly here in this room with me and John Mark and each other. Just listen to me count from 10 to 1 and just allow yourself to settle down a little further inside, to that place inside that's very private and quiet. 10, relaxing down to 9, 8, and 7, just settling down like a leaf falling from a tree. 6, further down now. 5, 4, letting go now. 3, no effort required. 2, and 1, just becoming very, very comfortable and very receptive and just allowing. Thank you.
Welcome to the heart of Christ. That peace is undeniable. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Next week, on Tuesday, we will begin our deepening of lesson number 11. This will only require 2 deepenings. Usually we do 3, but because he spoke so slowly and melodiously tonight, it's just not as many words. But this thing is chock full of clues. And I will do the best I can to illuminate them so that they act as a magnet to draw your awareness back unto itself. Does anyone have any questions or comments tonight? I don't really feel any out there. Okay, cool. If you're interested in quickening your journey of remembrance and you'd like to come sit, I rest and welcome them to come into that space of remembrance. But I can do that live, on the phone, Skype, whatever. If you're interested in One Who Wakes coming to your area and doing a clerkshop or retreat, you can give me a call. We are doing one in New Hampshire in April. There's information on the website. You can click that, and there'll be one upcoming in May here in the Asheville area. Love offering. This is all I and my family do, is extend the love of Christ to ourselves, which is, of course, everyone and everything. So if you're so moved, would you please tune in from that place of the heart and say, what might I contribute to the Strouds for opening their home and their lives to love? There's a basket on the other side of the fireplace. If you're watching online or you'll watch later, you can go to onewhowakes.org. In the upper right-hand corner is a Give button. Click that Give button and you can make a PayPal donation. You don't have to have a PayPal account. They'll take a credit card. We would very, very much appreciate it. And One Who Wakes is a nonprofit 501c3, so we would welcome tax-deductible donations, whatever you give, whether it's a penny or a million pennies. I don't even know how much a million pennies is. But please don't send us a million pennies. Just send us the equivalent. But they're tax-deductible. Clearly, there's an infinite love for all of us. It's the truth of what we are. It's not that it's love for us as much as it's love as us. I'm grateful to J.M. who channeled this pathway. He said yes to Yeshua back in the 80s when Yeshua appeared to him and said, hey, how about you wake up and I'll help you extend love through you. And J.M. very reluctantly sometimes, but he said yes. I'm grateful that he said yes so that Yeshua could channel this pathway to us. And it's our joy to continue the deepening of this pathway. It's happening through an awful lot of folks now that are engaged in the way of mastery. But we love you with an absolutely infinite love because it's what you are. And an absolutely perfect peace because that's also what you are, and it remains eternally undisturbable. Blessings and a joyful, joyful good night.